Hello and welcome everyone, this is Botany Board. I am Bailey and I am so happy to have you all here with me today. We're going to go through my 2023 year in review. For those of you who do not like statistics, this is probably not the video for you, so you can come back later. But for those of you who do, welcome. Let's have some stats, shall we? In each category, so I have play stats, purchase stats, and book stats. I have a few that we will get into for each category. We are going to start with the play stats. So we have my most played games. Top 5 most played games by year. So I started tracking my plays on BGG in 2020. So unfortunately, I missed out on tons of tracking from 2019, 2018 when we played a ton of things, but I can at least start at 2020 and go from here. So all of the stats throughout here, a lot of them will be either 2020 through year to date through 2023 or just 2023 annually. So my must played games. We have the game Quick and Easy, Herbaceous, the game Face to Face, Decorum, and then also Trailblazers. So these were all new to me in 2023 because that's how I kind of typically do things, is when I play a new game, I go ahead and play quite a lot of it, just like while I've already went through the rules administration, I figured might as well play it. So I really enjoyed all of these 5, highly recommend them. I've gotten lots and lots of plays out of them. And then you guys can kind of see just 2022 through 2020 what my 5 most played games were. So this is by play count. So I also ran it by number of hours though, because of, for instance, games like the game Quick and Easy take like 10 minutes. So why I might have played it 19 times, that really only takes 10 minutes of play. So not that much time in the grand scheme of things. So if we add hours into the mix here, we have both annual, and then on the right, which you can't really see it, but it's underneath me, is going to be the year to date. So 2020 year to date. So I have annually in 2020, so Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion took the most time out of our lives at 30 hours. So then since that was the first year, annually and year to date, of course, are the same. 2021, Arkham Horror LCG, so the card game. Got really into that. I played the base game, then I also played the Circle Undone. And so that got me 24 hours. Catan, though, was the second most played hours-wise as of 2020. So by having another year come out, and then we didn't play Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion again, so Catan has taken over as the most played game hours-wise. Year to date at 38 hours, and then it kind of just continues growing to 41 and 47 for 2020 and 2023. And then my most played annually game hours is Final Girl, 15 hours apiece. So getting season 1 and getting season 2 kept me very busy with Final Girl for those 2 extra years. So we'll see if, again, getting season 3 keeps Final Girl as my most played hours game of all time. We shall see. Alright, so next up we have my H-index. So H-index, for those of you who do not know, means playing the number of games the number of times. So if I manage to play, for instance, in 23, 9 games 9 times a piece. So there is my H-index there, you can see those. And then in 2022 through 2020, I was only able to do a 7. So maybe this year I could try to get a 10 by 10. I don't know. We shall see. All of these 9 games, of course, as you can see, I played them a ton. Highly recommend all of them. And the next thing I have is game weight average. So you can see, so whenever I did this, I actually took all of my game plays times their weight. So I actually weighted the average instead of just being like, here's all the different games I played and what was that average. And so it gets skewed down, right, the more you play lighter games. So for instance, what happened in 2023, why you can see that dip in my game weight average, is because we played a ton of the game Quick and Easy and the game Face to Face, which I believe on Board Game Geek have a complexity rating of a 1 flat. And for those of you who don't know, it's 1 is basically the easiest as to get, and then I think it goes up to 4 on the ranking. That would be extra heavy or something. So yes, mid to lightweight gamer overall, and I think that fits with how I feel. Okay, so next up we have just some play count stats. So I have the number of unique games. So in 2023 I played 58 unique games, which is about like a unique game a week, and then like some of the games we play throughout the week we play several times, which is kind of how I anticipate, honestly, 2024 and going forward, because that's just kind of how I play things, versus, so 2021, we actually did a little challenge where we played through all of the games that we, like, hadn't already, like, completed the campaign, if you could, in 2021 to play all of them at least once. So that is why we have that 117. So I also have tracked here fives, dimes, and quarters, which means I played them at least 5 times, 10 times, and 25 times. So in 2023, I had 12 games I played 5 times, and 7 games I played at least 10 times. So I went up a little bit on the amount of games I play at least 10 times. And all right, so next up we have the play style stats. So this is meaning who all did I play with, when did I play, that kind of thing. So I played 60% of my games essentially solo. 32% of them I played 2-player with Wyatt usually, sometimes with other players that aren't Wyatt, but usually it was 2 players, me and Wyatt. And then 3+ players, I only played 9% of my plays. My most played day is Saturday. Saturday is when I like to play games. It is 26%. Sunday is my next best. I don't do as well during the week because of work. Kicks my butt as it is. And my max player count is 6 in 2023. Usually we don't get above 6 because that's kind of a good, like, couples party can come over. Everybody can sit at the table. But if we do have a Halloween party, then usually that's when I see our numbers go past 6. And the number of unique people I played with. I played with 14 different people this year, so that was fun. All right, so those were my play stats. Let's go ahead and get into the purchase stats. So to start, we have the quantity of purchases that I made. So I purchased, as you can see here, in 2023, 38 games were from retail and 3 games were from Kickstarter. So total of 41 games in total. There, you can kind of see I took a major dip there in 2022. I think I'd bought a ton in 2021, and then I tried to, like, reel myself back in to be like, okay, gotta make sure you can play all of them. So that's kind of what's going on there. And then also the purchase price. So I have both the total amount of money that I spent on all these games. Sometimes it includes shipping, tax, whatever. Roughly, this is what I spent. And then also the average of the price per game. So, of course, the number of games I purchased divided by the total amount. So, in 2023, I was averaging $38 per game. And then also, if you look on the Kickstarter stats, it looks like I have, comparatively to 2021, I went like a little crazy, perhaps. 6 isn't that crazy, but went a little up in 2021 buying 6 Kickstarter games and then only 4 and then 2 or 3 for 2023. I have been cooling a little bit on Kickstarters just because I have to just make sure I have time to play all the games. And usually they're the ones that are like come with all kinds of stuff. So then you really have to make sure you like really want it if you're going to go kind of the all in. Otherwise I just wait to pick it up on retail. Okay, so that is that. So then the next thing I have is kind of what are the cheapest games that I have per play. So we have price per play. So this is play only, has nothing to do with how long it takes you to play the game. So you can kind of see, and this would be expected, these are a lot of the games that were little boxes to begin with, and then also it's easy to get them to the table, which brings their price per play. I have it annually there on the left, and then on the right I have year to date from 2020 through 2023. And so the game Quick and Easy and the game Face to Face are my annually my cheapest games. We played a ton of them. I tried to do this thing where we were trying to play a game every day. And so the easiest thing to get out was that because it's like 10 minutes. Got it. Can do that. And then Herbaceous, I played that solo oh so much. Still have not got the perfect score. Let me know if you have down below. Tranquility, love it. So pretty. Only $1.20 for that. And then Sea Salt and Paper. We play that as well a lot because it's easy coffee table game that we can play. And then, so per year to date, some of the similars, but things like Catan kind of get up there, which is a little bit of a bigger game, but we just play it so much. And then Forbidden Desert, again, is my most played solo game of all time. So, love that game. And so it is up there only 95 cents per play. All right, so let's check it out then with whenever I mix in having the hours as well. So this will show it a little bit less of like favoring towards the littler games. However, you'll see that like sometimes I think since I play the little games so much, so they still kind of show up there. So annually, price per hour of play. So you'll see that the game Quick and Easy, for instance, instead of being 21 cents per play, because it only takes like, 10 minutes to play, you can play it 6 times per hour. So that's where it's $1.26 if I wanted to play it for a whole hour versus just per play. So those, not that surprising, kind of like tracked with still the smaller games. And then year to date though, this is where you can kind of see once you add in hours there, Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion actually drops up to my second cheapest game of all time because we played the heck out of the game, just played the whole campaign, and then we also went through and even played like the missions that weren't necessarily where our pathway was going. So we have played so many hours of that game, and for only I think it's like a $40 price point, so that is very cheap. And then anything else? I don't think anything else is surprising there. It's a Wonderful World. I love that game. I play it solo a lot. And Sorcerer City. So it breaks it up because again, if you know me, I love Sorcerer City. I don't have that one on the channel yet. That's let me know if anybody wants to see it on the channel. I'm happy to play it. Okay. And then the last thing we have is my book stats. So I'm just going to share some book stats because not only do I play games, take care of my plants, I also love to read. So I have my books, number of books that I've read since 2018. I have actually tracked. I actually have it before that, but I have had Goodreads and like maintained it since 2018. And so I read 77 books in 2023. I actually have set myself a goal of 104, I think. So I was going to try to read 2 per week for 2024. So we'll see if I do that. Increasing that. And then also my star ratings. So with books, I'm kind of interesting. So most of the books I read, I'm just kind of like, if it's not going to be my favorite, I just give it a 3-star. And I don't think I do that necessarily with gaming, like 6. I don't go through and rate everything at 6, right? That would be really low. So I'm not that intense with my gamings, but for some reason with my books, I'm like very clear just to be like, did I like it or not? Because it's more of just like a pick it up once, read it, like, I don't know. It just seems easier to be more objective with it. I don't know. Anyways, so most of my books that I read, I only rate a 3-star. So 53% of them of 2023 were only a 3-star. 4 stars, 33% of them were that. 5 stars, I had 7 5-stars that were 9%. And then either didn't rate it or I gave it less than 3. I did have 4 of those, so 5%. So that, you all, has been my year in review for 2023. I hope you have enjoyed this nice little stats breakdown. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Let me know what your most played games or whatever the heck kind of stat you want to let me know that you had for 2023. You can leave it down below. I would love to listen. And with that, thank you all so much for hanging out, and I will see you next time.